Hi, and welcome to the Financial Aid Information Session at Holy Family University. This presentation will mainly pertain to the full-time traditional undergraduate students who are beginning in the fall of 2020 or the spring of 2021. If you plan to enroll after that, this presentation will still pertain to you, but some things may change before you start your program. Let's start with a basic overview of the financial aid process. The first thing you will do is complete your free application for federal student aid or your FAFSA. The FAFSA is used to check eligibility for any form of need-based aid, including loans. It is only form needed for the new full-time applicants at Holy Family. Can begin filing the FAFSA after October 1st. We prefer that you have it completed by February 15th. If you plan to begin at Holy Family in the fall of 2020 or the spring of 2021, you can now complete your FAFSA if you haven't done so already using your 2018 taxes. It's preferred that you file online at studentaid.gov. You would select Apply for Aid. It's faster, easier, and safer, but if you would still prefer to do a paper copy, you can download one at studentaid.gov as well. When filing the FAFSA for the first time, both the student and the parent will need to create a Federal Student Aid ID or an FSA ID. You can find the instructions at studentaid.gov as well. For processing questions, you can call 1-800-4FED-AID. Please keep in mind you can put up to 10 schools on the FAFSA at one time. Our school code is 003275. Be sure to make copies of all the paperwork you use while completing your FAFSA and save them onto your computer in case you need them later. We suggest having the student and the parent complete the form together. This is the student's form, so be sure you're paying attention that every time they say your name or your social security number, they are referring to the student. We recommend that if you haven't completed the FAFSA already, you create a separate email address specifically for your financial aid. This way, any federal aid paperwork or anything coming from a state agency would all go to the same place where both the parent and the student would have access. If you have already completed the FAFSA using a different email, that is fine. Just make sure you're keeping track of everything that comes in. Also, when you're filling out the form, be sure that the student's name and social security number are exactly as they appear on the social security card. You can utilize the IRS data retrieval tool to transfer your federal tax information directly to your FAFSA. If it is not available or you are unable to use it for any reason, the tax information questions on the FAFSA will tell you which line of your tax return you can find the information that's needed. Be sure to be accurate when you're filling out these sections. Also remember that the FAFSA must be filed every year, so your eligibility is going to be reevaluated based on your prior year tax information. And when you go online to complete your FAFSA, just always be sure that you're completing the form for the correct year. Within a week of filing, an email will be sent to the student email address listed on the FAFSA that will explain how to view your student aid report or your SAR. You want to review the SAR when it comes in. If everything is correct, you just want to save it for your records, but if anything looks like it is incorrect, make sure you make the correction and resubmit. Your SAR will include your expected family contribution or your EFC. The EFC is the amount that, according to the federal formula, your family can contribute to the student's education for that year. Schools will use this number when awarding your need-based financial aid. Once you get your SAR, the schools listed will receive your FAFSA information. At Holy Family, once you are accepted and we have your FAFSA, we will be able to package you with estimated financial aid. Letters are typically sent out at the end of January. At this point, if you were now to be accepted and complete a FAFSA, you would have your estimated financial aid package within about 2 weeks. These letters will include all of the aid for which you are eligible for based on your FAFSA information. With your acceptance letter from the admissions department, you will receive login credentials. Please save those as you will need them in the future for WebAdvisor and self-service. Once you receive your financial aid offer from financial aid, you'll be able to view that offer on WebAdvisor or self-service, and you'll also be able to view any documents that you might need to still submit to us. The types of aid that may be listed on your estimated financial aid offer would be grants and scholarships, student loans, or student employment. There could be need-based grants included in your package. They would be the federal Pell Grant, the Pennsylvania State Grant, or a grant from another state agency, the Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, or SEOG, or a Holy Family Grant through the university. There are also non-need-based scholarships that you may be eligible for. Holy Family does offer merit scholarships. No FAFSA is required to apply, and all accepted full-time undergraduates will be evaluated by the admissions office. These scholarships will have a GPA requirement for renewal each year. You also may be eligible for a Holy Family Athletic Grant that's awarded by the athletic department. Holy Family also offers endowment scholarships. These are for current students only. So there is one single application for all of the scholarships that are available, and the students fill it out in the fall semester for the following year. So new students enrolled for the fall of 2020 would apply this fall for these endowed scholarships to be used starting next fall of 2021. You may also apply for outside scholarships. Some of these may have need components, and we will talk about this at a later time in the presentation. Holy Family offers a net price calculator on our website. This is a useful tool if you have not yet been admitted to the university. This calculator can give you an estimate of your financial aid offer, including your merit scholarships. You may also be eligible for federal direct loans. These are student loans provided by the federal government. The maximum annual amounts are based on the amount of credits the student has completed. For our first year freshman students, they may be eligible for up to $5,500 in a federal direct loan with a maximum of $3,500 of that being subsidized. Independent students and dependent students who have parents who are denied a PLUS loan will receive an additional $4,000 in an unsubsidized loan as a freshman and a sophomore, and an additional $5,000 as a junior or a senior. Subsidized funding means that the principal is deferred and the interest is being paid by the federal government while the student is enrolled at least half-time. This is a need-based loan. The unsubsidized loan is when the principal is deferred and the student pays the interest or allows it to accrue while enrolled at least half-time. Need is not considered for eligibility for an unsubsidized loan. To borrow a federal direct student loan, you must file a FAFSA and complete a direct federal loan master promissory note or an MPN and entrance counseling. You usually would not complete the entrance counseling and the master promissory note until you decided on which school you would attend. You can do both at studentaid.gov by selecting complete aid process. The federal government also offers a federal nursing loan. So this is a need-based loan for full-time students who are enrolled in the nursing program. There is no additional application outside of your FAFSA, and Holy Family would be the lender for this loan. Students would be notified before classes begin of how to complete their master promissory note for this loan specifically, and these funds are limited because they come from the repayment of previous borrowers. Parents may decide to use a PLUS loan to help cover any balance not covered by other aid. Only parents of dependent undergraduate students may borrow this loan. It is credit-based, so it could potentially be denied. If denied, this is when the student is eligible to receive the additional federal direct unsubsidized loan funds. To apply for this loan, you must file a FAFSA and complete a PLUS application and a PLUS master promissory note. Both the PLUS application and master promissory note are also listed at studentaid.gov. A PLUS loan can be deferred, but the borrower must contact their lender to arrange for that specific repayment option. At Holy Family, a PLUS loan will not be awarded unless a PLUS application and a PLUS MPN are filed. You normally would not apply for the PLUS loan until after May 1st. If the students were not interested in using a Parent PLUS loan, they may consider a private education loan to help cover any balance not covered by other aid. Since these are also credit-based, many students may be denied for this loan, but would need a co-signer to apply. A list of available private education loans can be found at holyfamily.edu/finaid. You would just select loan programs. You can compare the loans listed there to see which would work best for your specific situation. At Holy Family, a private ed loan would not be awarded unless an application was on file. You may also see federal work study listed on your aid offer. This is a need-based award for full-time students where a student is paid directly based on hours worked. So the students would be paid an hourly wage and receive a paycheck every other week, or they may be interested in doing direct deposit. This aid will not be shown as deducted from your bill because the students are paid directly. To apply for outside scholarships, you can check out any of the websites listed here. You may also find that they have an expected family contribution calculator on some of these websites as well. That could be helpful. There is also a list of outside scholarships on our financial aid page on the holyfamily.edu website. Some other places to look could be your local library, your high school guidance office, a local business or civic organization, or your parent's employer. There is a process called verification where schools are required by the federal government to verify the information listed on your FAFSA. You can be selected randomly by the federal processor or by the school if there is conflicting information on your form. If selected, you'll be required to submit IRS tax return transcripts and other documents to the school. If you use the IRS data retrieval tool when completing your FAFSA, you would not need to submit the tax return transcript. The school will compare your tax information to the FAFSA and make any needed corrections. This could result in a change to your aid. Be sure to respond immediately because any delay could hold up the processing of your aid. Also note that it's possible that you could have these documents requested by both the school for federal verification and also by your state agencies such as FIA, but you would need to respond to both. Students must earn 75% of the credit that they attempt each academic year to continue to be eligible for financial aid for the following year. In addition, they must have a cumulative GPA of 2.0. State grants have their own SAP criteria as well, so you want to make sure you are making satisfactory academic progress both for your federal aid and for your state aid. Holy Family Merit Scholarships have their own GPA requirements for renewal. Once you've decided on Holy Family, you've paid your deposit, submitted all of your paperwork, you will then get an actualized financial aid award letter. A bill for the fall semester will be sent out by the Office of Student Accounts in July with options for repayment. One of these repayment options is the 5-month payment plan. So if you wanted more information on the payment plans that are available, there is an Office of Student Accounts page on our holyfamily.edu website. You can look to for more information. So here are the costs for the 2020-2021 academic year. This tuition, fees, room and board costs all pertain to both the fall and spring semester total. Be wary of financial aid consultants and services that may charge you to fill out forms. Most of what they offer are things that we could do here in the office for free, so please feel free to contact us at any time, either by phone or email. Thank you and good luck.